yes. It's Raphael Dawkins with the immediate reaction to the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder 3 fight. Okay, so free at last. Free at last. Thank goodness we're free at last of these two cats holding up the heavyweight division. So that's the first reason for celebration. The second reason for celebration is that it was a pretty damn good spectacle. People didn't want to see it at first, and then we got excited about it. And it was a pretty damn good spectacle. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, they brought it. Did either of them bring their A game? Well, both were at their career heaviest. We suspected it would work out bad for Deontay Wilder. Did it? Did it not? We suspected it wouldn't be too bad for Tyson Fury. But both of these guys found it heavy going on the cardio. Both of them may have been overweight. On the flip side of that, maybe it worked out for Deontay Wilder. Maybe he was always going to be exhausted. On the other hand, he did seem to keep on going for longer than I expected. On the other hand, that could be down to Tyson Fury himself not being in particularly great cardiovascular shape. But he did get a second wind as time went on. Deontay Wilder stuck in there. I think he got dropped. When did he get dropped? In the second or third round, he got dropped early. Quite shocking that he got dropped so early. And then he came back and dropped the Tyson Fury, quite even more shockingly, because it seemed, I think he got dropped in the third round, was it Deontay Wilder? And I thought, well, it's over. It's only a matter of time. But then he comes back and drops Tyson Fury. So absolutely crazy fight. Back and forth. Back and forth until that shot, which truly spelt the end of Deontay Wilder. That spelt the end. That was game over. And fortunately for us, this spells the end of the heavyweight division being held up. Next up will be Dillian Whyte. If he gets past Otto Wallin in his next fight, he will be mandatory. Tyson Fury's mandatory. His immediate next fight. So thankfully now we can move on with the division, and the hold up, the blockage is now cleared. We move on. You know, there's no bottleneck no more. We move on. We move forward. Deontay Wilder, you got to give him credit for his heart, but I already knew he had heart. He's got the heart of a lion, but the legs of a baby deer. It's quite shocking. I need to watch the fight back to find out exactly when it became clear he had no legs. Very early in the fight, was it the second or the third round already? He had no legs. I was saying, he's got no legs. The heart of a lion and the legs of a baby deer. Tyson Fury, it seemed like Deontay Wilder was there for the picking, but Tyson Fury was sensible. He knew Deontay Wilder hits heavy-handed, hits hard. So Tyson Fury paced himself and was sensible, working behind the jab. But then, boom, he gets knocked down. Absolutely crazy and outlandish. And then the fight ends up going, to the 10th, 11th round. After Deontay Wilder got dropped in the second or third round. Both guys showed extreme heart. Tyson Fury looked like he was out. I think he was in the 5th round. He looked like he was out. He wasn't coming back. He was lying down on the canvas, and it looked like that was that. But he got back up again, and he carried on. And he secured his victory late in the fight. Was it the 10th or the 11th? Deontay Wilder showed that he had minimal boxing skills. He's just not a boxer. He's a heavy hitter, but he ain't no boxer. the basic fundamental things he could not do. It's crossing his legs, all at sea, hell of a lot of heart, hell of a puncher, but he ain't no boxer. That became very, very clear. And both men put on a display of heart, but both men showed that they're definitely beatable. For Tyson Fury to be crowned king, there's a few guys he needs to get through. He needs to get through Dillian White. He needs to get through Alexander Usyk or Anthony Joshua, or all three. Whoever comes out winning the rematch. So there's a lot of work for Tyson Fury to do to prove that he is king. But right now he's certainly king of the WBC. There's some fights to be made. Hopefully we get them. The blockage is clear and we move forward and onwards. The king is down. Long live the king. It's the Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like. It's the subscribe. It's the comments. It's the shares. It's the hitting the bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. Don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's the Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio.